Thanks for joining me and appreciate your presence as I continue to learn my ancestral tongue, the Igbo language of Nigeria. Guess I didn't greet you right. I would the words hello, Kedu Ki Mere, how are you doing? All those type of things to show you that you're appreciated and welcome unto these videos. As I typically do, I'm just going to go through 10 quick words in Igbo and continue to spread the Igbo culture, traditions, and language, of course, starting with my own household and for all those that are interested. Our topic again is going to be weather, and I'm just going to go through those 10 today and make another video later. The good Lord sees fit. Let's go ahead and get started. Of course, what you see on the screen is me from 2018, and that's so because you can't see me on the screen, I just put my picture up there really quickly and we'll move on. All right, almost to our new point in our study. Okay, we'll start with tropical storm. If you've been following this series, you know that the first word is familiar to you. It's oke-ifufe, which means storm. Then En-Kay means of type, and Trau-Pea-Kah-Lue means tropical. So what we just said was storm of tropical, meaning a tropical storm in English. Again, typically in Igbo, you normally would have the subject and describe it after the fact, unlike we do in English where we have the adjective and then the subject. There's some exceptions to that, but of course this is pretty much the general rule, and you'll find out we drop a vowel when we actually put two words together, like oke-ifufe. It looks like it would be oke-ifufe, but it's actually oke-ifufe. And also remember some of the letters. I'm just going to use the English pronunciation, but they're pronounced differently in Igbo, by the way. The E's sound like A's, and the E's and the I's sound like E's. So that's why you hear me saying Fue-Fay En-Kay Trau-Pea-Kah-Lue for tropical storm. So I'll say it slowly. Oke-ifufe En-Kay Trau-Pea-Kah-Lue, tropical storm. All right, moving on. The things that I've experienced in the airports are actually in the air at 35 to 50,000 square feet in the air. Didn't like it too much, but have gone through it, and that is turbulence on the plane. So turbulence is similar to the English. It would be Tau-Boe-Lain-Sea for turbulence. Again, Tau-Boe-Lain-Sea, turbulence. So again, that O with the dot underneath, we call that a diacritic, and it has an ah sound, just like auto. The U with the dot underneath, that's also a diacritic. It actually has an O sound. The E has an A sound, and the the I with the diacritic underneath, the dot, has a high E sound. So remember that in Igbo, how you say it is just as important as to what you say. So again, if you're following me on YouTube, I put these playlists up here with the pronunciation of the letters too, that'll help you quite a bit if you're trying to pronounce them as well. So again, it's Tau-Boe-Lain-Sea for turbulence. Again, Tau-Boe-Lain-Sea, turbulence. Tau-Boe-Lain-Sea, turbulence. All right, moving on. Twister is just like, or pretty close, I should say, to the English twister. It would be Tue-Wee-Stah, Tue-Wee-Stah for twister. So again, Tue-Wee-Stah, twister. All right, typhoon. Typhoon is very close to the English too. It's Tye-Fooh-Nue for typhoon. Tye-Fooh-Nue for typhoon. Basically a hurricane by another name. Tye-Fooh-Nue, typhoon. All right, unstable weather. In other words, weather that will change at the drop of a hat or at any moment. In other words, unpredictable weather is unstable. Now again, this is one of those words or two words that you have to put together and you drop a vowel just like you do in English, where again you don't say do not. You may want to say don't, so you actually get rid of some of the letters. So Igbo does the same thing, so we're going to get rid of the O and OB at the end. So to say unstable, you would say Ah-Toe-Kwah-Sea-Yea Bee for unstable. Now that's kind of a long one, so I'll say it a little bit slower. So it's Ah-Toe-Kwah-Sea-Yea Bee. Now that's special the way I pronounced it, because in Igbo, GH in English actually sounds like a Y. So both of those letters are actually one sound in Igbo. So GH, just think of it as a Y sound, like yellow in English. And then we drop the O and B in OB, and that's why you hear me saying Ah-Toe-Kwah-Sea-Yea Bee for unstable. Ah-Toe-Kwah-Sea-Yea Bee, unstable. All right, continuing on, and almost finished up here. Again, it's just going to be a quick hitter and just 10 words altogether. So for visibility, in other words, how clear it is when you're looking outside during the weather, is Um-Poe-Tah E-Hay. Um-Poe-Tah E-Hay. So that M makes like a sound. And again, we looked at that U character with the dot underneath. We call it again a diacritic. That's an O sound. So it's Um-Poe-Tah E-Hay. Um-Poe-Tah E-Hay for visibility. And you're saying literally, for the Igbo mind to understand it, you're saying Um-Poe-Tah, which means appearance, and E-Hay something. Is there appearance of something, meaning is there any visibility? So Um-Poe-Tah E-Hay, visibility. Okay, for something warm, it also can be hot too, with using the same word, so it just depends on your context. So warm would be Oh-Poe-Mau-Koe, warm. Oh-Poe-Mau-Koe, warm. So again, Igbo has some special characters in there. That KP is actually one letter in Igbo. And I'm not literally pronouncing it exactly correctly, because when English is your first language, your first tongue, it's hard to actually produce some of the sounds. So most of my Igbo friends overseas would tell you, just pronounce KP just as a P, and they'll understand. And that's why you hear me saying it that way. But a native speaker would be a little bit different than what I'm saying. They can definitely tell I'm foreign. Let me put it that way. Raised over here, in other words. So it's Oh-Poe-Mau-Koe, warm. Oh-Poe-Mau-Koe, warm. All right, a warning. It's a little bit more involved to say a warning. Again, this is where you drop one of the vowels, so you drop the first A that you see here. So it's going to be pronounced Ee-Dau-Ka-Na-In-Ti. Ee-Dau-Ka-Na-In-Ti. Again, that I with the dot underneath, that diacritic, it's got that high E sound. Okay. Then the O diacritic is Ah. Then you have Aka. Then you have Na, and then you have Inti at the end. But again, you wouldn't say Ee-Dau-Aka-Na-In-Ti. Remember, you're dropping the A, that first A in Aka, so it's Ee-Dau-Ka. So the whole thing is Ee-Dau-Ka-Na-In-Ti for warning. So when you're trying to warn somebody about something, it's Ee-Dau-Ka-Na-In-Ti. Ee-Dau-Ka-Na-In-Ti for warning. All right, if there's a watch out there, if there's severe weather coming, you're trying to stay alert, watch would be nlele for watch. Nlele for watch. So N is its own syllable. So it's a N, then lay. So nlele for watch. So again, remember the E's take on an A sound. Nlele, watch. Nlele, watch. Okay, the last one for the day is actually the word for weather. Okay, actually, I'm going to give you two ways of saying weather. So you drop that second U that you see, again, because you're combining two words. In this case, so it would be Ooh-Dea-Dea Bau-Chea for weather. Ooh-Dea-Dea Bau-Chea for weather. All right. Now you can also say Ihu-Igwe for weather. And in Igbo is just like English. You have a lot of different dialects and people say different things different ways. So it's smart to know different ways of saying the same word. So again, one way to say weather is udịdị-ubo Bau-Chea, or you can also say Ihu-Igwe for weather. All right, thanks for joining me. That'll be all for the day. I'll make another video soon, hopefully tomorrow. All right, take care. God bless, and I'll bid you goodbye in Igbo. Ka-Mesia. Have a good day. Bye-bye.